The factor of the matter is it is very challenging to stay motivated and stay hungry for success when there's so many distractions around you. And I just want to acknowledge you. I know I'm oftentimes, I don't know, you could call it firm, you could call it aggressive, you could call it intense, whatever it might be. You can label it however you choose, but it's out of love. And if you know me well, you'd actually know that I would much rather sit with a book and play a little guitar and hang out in my quiet space and be alone. But the fact is, I'm an intelligent business owner, and being an introvert naturally doesn't serve me at the highest level being a business owner. So I have to be intelligent. And I just want to say thank you all for, if you're an introvert and you like to have your own quiet space and, like to get your work done, I appreciate you for still joining us during this social distancing, because the fact of the matter is, all of us ought to be in one room right now making phone calls, and it's loud as shit. Everyone listening to each other, making these calls, and the energy is freaking crazy. And you would book up more appointments, I can assure you. But it's just like going to the gym versus working out at home. Sometimes it's not as effective, but we got to work with what we got. So I appreciate you for still cranking out your calls tonight. Elon, 92 phone calls tonight. Keandra, 82 calls tonight. Chris Lopez, 64 calls tonight. Alexis Gauss, 58 calls tonight. And Rochelle Folan, 52 calls tonight. Thank you for making the calls and giving the effort. And with Christy booking up 11 and Shantae booking up 10, Fareed booking up 8, Chris booking up 8, and Nick booking up 8. Everyone else, under 8, I would say, hey, if you gave the effort, there's not much we can do. But if you're booking up less than 8 appointments between a 90-minute Head Start jam and a 2-hour, phone jam, we might have to work through some things. Maybe, you might want to attend a couple of workshops. You might want to button up your organization with your list. You might want to button up your approach a little bit. There might be some things to talk to your coach about tomorrow. So I would write that on your list. If I booked up less than 8 appointments tonight in one sit, then maybe I should reach out to my coach and just kind of have a conversation with them, whatever that might entail. I want to start our meeting tonight, and with just a few thoughts. And let me go ahead and share my screen here. So this is, our Game Changer team. And our Game Changer team, it says the Triple Growth Experience. I would write down the Triple Growth Experience. If you go to my office, there's a mission statement in our office in Tampa at the headquarters, and it says, our mission statement is to educate and inspire all representatives to become exceptional individuals. We want to help you grow personally, professionally, and financially during your time working here. What's interesting is we created this mission statement back in, I opened up my headquarters in 2008. I believe we created this mission statement in 2010, 2011, something like that. And we focused a lot on growth. We focused on a lot of personal growth and self-development and helping people become better versions of themselves. But what's interesting, we were always okay. We were good, but we were like not the best. We were doing like $500,000-600,000 a year. But last year in 2019, we had a big breakthrough. We were small but mighty. We built our Tampa organization from scratch. And in 2019, we went into SC1 with a very small team, but we still took one of the top trophies as state champs in 2019. And then we grew our team to be a little bit larger. And we were region champs in 2019 for the summer conference too. #1 team. That's like the most competitive grounds. We were the region champs. And we finished off something epic as national champs in 2019, hoisting up 2 Silver Cup trophies. Very exciting. National champs in 2019. And it started so small. You need to know your roots, because right now you're just like, maybe 1 or 2 of you, or a few of you are like, I'm just doing this until something else comes along and, looking to make some extra cash or whatever it might be. And that's cool. We love having you on our team. There's people that, we love to provide you a stepping stone from where you are to where you want to be, and hopefully you have a great time while you're doing it. But there's a lot of you that want to be a part of something bigger than you. There's a lot of you that want to be a part of something special, and you want to continue our legacy of being national champs. I don't know about you, but that fires me up. That fires me up to take home more national titles and be a part of a nationally ranked organization, number one at what we do. I think of 90s Chicago Bulls. I've talked about this, and now this documentary series came out, and now it's sad, but it's over. But this has been filling me up. I love what the 90s Chicago Bulls stands for, winning 6 national titles within an 8-year period. That's what we're setting ourselves up for. But I'll tell you right now, if we're not willing to grow, if we're not willing to do the tough things, if we're not willing to show up early, if we're not willing to stay out late, if we're not willing to make those extra calls, if we're not willing to ask for the sale that extra time when we don't feel like it, if it doesn't challenge us, it's not going to change us. If it doesn't challenge us, it's not going to change us. I would write that down. I was listening to a podcast with Ed Milet, and he talked about Phil Mickelson, and they talked about Tiger Woods. And I wouldn't say I'm a big golfer, but I really enjoy golf. But what I really enjoy is I love excellence. I love excellence, and I think Tiger Woods defines what it means to be excellent, not because of what you think. I like Tiger Woods because of when he got injured, and he had to change up his entire swing. And all the critics were saying Tiger Woods done. He's washed up. In fact, there's footage, if you Google it or YouTube it, you'll see there was one where he was like using the putter as a crutch in one of his rounds of golf. He was using it as a crutch, but he still was going to finish his round. And then he went through years of rehab, had to change up his swing, went back to the tour, and was terrible. It was terrible. And all the critics were like, oh, he's washed up. It was good while it lasted, this and that. And he kept working behind the scenes on crafting his swing. And this picture that you see was him winning the big giant championship for the Masters when all odds were against him, because he had to do the unthinkable, which is something that is so challenging in the sport of golf, which is to change up your entire swing. And it took him years of push and years of behind the scenes. And that's a non-Cutco story. I think about a Cutco story of a gentleman named Hal Elrod. You're going to get a chance to hear from Hal Elrod at the SC1 conference as a guest speaker. This is a gentleman, if you look at the bottom left here, who was killed in a fatal car crash. He was actually heading home from a Cutco event, and he was hit on head on by a drunk driver. And he was killed. He was actually dead for 6 minutes. If you read his book, it's absolutely incredible. And he was dead for 6 minutes. He just won a big push, sold $20,000 for this push, was number one, and pronounced dead at the fatal car crash, but revived back to life. And they said he would never walk again. And if you read his book, The Miracle Equation, he says how he got out of that hospital when they said he would not only never walk again, he might be in the hospital for a good portion of maybe a year or 2 years. And he walked out of the hospital 6 weeks later. 6 weeks later. And if you read his book, he tells the whole story. Fast forward a decade later, he's diagnosed with a very rare leukemia. And in this book, he's now 2 years in remission from cancer. And he released his book last year, so he's actually 3 years removed. He released this book when he was 2 years removed. And he talked about how he was able to overcome the odds and beat a rare cancer. He has a podcast called Achieve Your Goals. I highly recommend you check it out. But he talked about in his book a miracle equation that he learned at his time selling Cutco knives. It taught him this miracle equation, and I'm going to share that equation with you tonight. But that's what allowed him to walk out of a hospital and allowed him to beat cancer, allowed him to become a multimillionaire. The guy actually pulls in $800,000 a year in passive income. From book sales, from sponsorships, from endorsements. It's absolutely incredible. I highly recommend you checking out his book. And one of the concepts that Hal talks about, that we talk about at Cutco, is the concept of anti-fragile. Anti-fragile is like, if you're like a fine china, like a fine wine glass, it's fragile. You drop it and it breaks. Durable, the concept of durable is like a sippy cup. You constantly pound it, it starts getting beat up, and eventually it just will break. It's durable, but it eventually will break. The concept of anti-fragile is that it gets stronger as it goes through challenge. As it goes through challenge, it gets stronger. A good example of this is the immune system. The immune system, it gets stronger by going through the tough. And I want you to understand that your ability to demonstrate magic, your ability to perform at the highest level, your ability to do things that you never thought were imaginable is going through the tough. It's outside of your comfort zone. If we only stay comfortable, we never get a chance to experience true magic. I want to share with you this video, and it's a quick video, but I want to share with you this video of what it really means to experience personal growth, what it really means to endure physical and emotional pain and get back up and prove that you're anti-fragile. I'm not a runner, but I know what a 600 meter.
The 600-meter underway. Heather Dornan in Minnesota finished second in this event a year ago. She was in lane 4.
And Dornan is probably going to be your favorite. She actually won the NCAA championships in 2006 in the 800, but she only won one Big Ten championship in the 2 years.
3 laps in this event, 600 meters, 3 times around the 200-meter track here at the field house.
What a bold move by Fawn. She's looking very confident, and the Penn State runner is just running amazing today. She did win her heat in the 400, but ended up taking 4th overall.
That's Fawn Dorr moving into the lead, a sophomore from Penn State. Dornan running second.
Dornan last year scored 23 points for the Golden Gophers in their Big Ten championship, so they're really relying on getting a lot of points from her this weekend, and she's just coming by Fawn Dorr now in the home stretch, heading into the bell lap.
I'm right there. So they're coming into 2/3 of the race is done, and this girl falls down, ready? And she gets stepped on. Her face literally gets stepped on, and she's left. Now, if you're 2/3 done with a race and your face gets stepped on, there's a good excuse for you not to get up, right? There's a good reason for you to say, all right, mail this one in.
Down.
Look at how large of a gap there is.
Down,
So she finally gets back up.
quickly, but that's going to cost her. Lucky she wasn't injured.
Her teammate just went to the front, though, so they may be able to recover from that.
How do you recover from that? I don't even know how you recover from that, but she's going to finish strong because you know what? She says, I believe in miracles. I'm going to give extraordinary effort, and I'm going to believe with my heart and my soul. I'm going to run as fast as I can, as hard as I can to see what I can do.
And Dornan is flying down the backstretch.
She is catching up.
She is going to catch Fawn Dorr, and she may catch the leader.
Wow.
She's got Fawn.
This is a gutsy effort for Dornan. Can she pull it off? She's moving to 3rd. Dornan coming down the stretch from the outside. Dornan coming on strong.
About to
Wow, unbelievable.
That is amazing. To fall in a 600, I mean, this is basically a sprint. I mean, this is an extended 400.
to come back and win. It's a miracle. But really, it's not. What it is extraordinary effort and unwavering faith. Please write that down. Because that's what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about extraordinary effort, unwavering faith. Tiger Woods has demonstrated that outside of Cutco. This young lady has demonstrated that outside of Cutco. Hal Elrod has demonstrated inside and outside of Cutco. And now is your chance to demonstrate that inside of Cutco. That's why we have push weeks. That's why we do push weeks, to allow you to incorporate this extraordinary effort, unwavering faith into your routine, into your habits. We talk about this every week, that success is nothing more than a few small actions daily. That's it. Small actions daily. That doesn't mean, we enjoy those habits. We don't enjoy going to the gym. We don't enjoy, saying I love you when you're in an argument with someone. You don't enjoy, making phone calls necessary. You don't enjoy asking for favors. But these small little disciplines, listening to podcasts, practicing your scripts, I'll stop my screen share for just a moment. Again, I was listening to Ed Milet podcast. I love it. And he was talking to Phil Mickelson. And Phil Mickelson, Ed Milet asked him, he said, Phil, what was one thing that your mentor told you when you were an up-and-coming rising golfer? And he said, my mentor said, make 100 3-foot putts, 100 3-foot putts every day. He said, all right, I'll do it. And he said, you have to do it in a row, though. If you miss one, you have to start all the way back. He said, there was one time in my career where I got to 99 putts, 3-foot putts in a row, and I missed the 100th putt. And I would make a choice to start all the way back over. And it took me a lot of time. He said, but I did it every day. And that's why this is a guy who's won, 50 championships. The guy is incredible. He said he taught a mentee of his that exact same principle, but the mentee years later, he said, he bumped into him and the guy said, how's the putting going? And Phil asked him and he said, I did it a couple of times. I usually would get to 50 in a row or so and then I would stop. Needless to say, the guy is a no-name. The small disciplines are what move your business the most. So I asked a few of you, some of you went to a meeting yesterday and learned a little bit about the SC1 Alliance. You learned a little bit about this alliance, about what it brings you, income and fun and growth, advancement, brings you some things. I wanted to ask, why join this alliance? Like, why would you join an alliance? What is it all about? What's the hype about? From what you learned yesterday, go ahead and raise your virtual hand. I can't see everyone, but go ahead and raise your blue hand. What showed up for you of why push, why join an alliance of people, why push yourself outside your comfort zone? What were some things showed up for you? Let's go Alexis Gauss, and then we'll go to Cecilia. I'll unmute you. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So honestly, for personal reasons, join the alliance because it will literally make you a better person overall. The stuff that you learn at 7:30 in the morning, I know it sounds early. It is literally life changing, like not just for your business, but for you as a person. And I know it's said every week where if you improve in one area in your life, it'll show up in all other areas. And like the push and the alliance are a prime example of just exactly that.
Yeah. And Alexis, obviously somewhere between 20, 30,000 in sales. And it was a nationally ranked sales rep this past spring and fall, all virtual demos. So I think that's great. Go ahead, Cecilia, and then we'll go to Eric.
You guys can hear me?
Yep.
Cool. So I know one thing I learned about the 10K Alliance is tying in with what Alexa said, like it does make you a better person, mainly because not only are you learning with like all the mentoring and the coaching that you're getting, you're also around that circle of influence that want to be better people. Like they want to be better than what they are like already, so they want to better themselves. So you learn how to better yourself through other people through that. So you can learn from them, you can learn with them, and you could even teach other people how to be better themselves.
Yeah. So you're learning with people, you're learning how to grow yourself. I love it. Absolutely. Let's go Eric, and then anyone else that raises their hand, I'll take maybe one or two more. Why join this alliance? Why sign up to push? Forget about alliance, but why sign up to push from what you learned yesterday? Go Eric, and then go to Amanda.
One picture that Andrew Evans showed during the slide was positive pressure. To be a diamond, you start as a coal, you need to put positive pressure. And we all dream about that 30, 40-year-old self that we want to be, that we dream of in our dream house with our dream family. This push and just pushes in general are steps that you take to put yourself in the mindset of you being the best version of yourself. So to piggyback what off Cecilia and Alexa said, doing the things that I did with you in the December Alliance, I mean, were amazing. They're life changing. And to this day, I implement them. Thanks to that, I work out 4 times a week, at least, to be the better version of myself that I want to be. So it's not even about your business. It's about personal growth.
I love it. And if you're growing yourself personally, you're going to in turn grow your business. Other parts of your life will grow too. Amanda, what shows up for you?
Yeah, I've been a part of many different alliances, and pushes in general just have a special place in my heart. It's an excuse to work really hard, make a lot of money, as well as gain some really great friends. I think in our winter break alliance, I'm sure Alexis, Eric, Jessica, Audrey can all attest to this. Like, we were like a family waking up at 7:30, and for a while after that, and now I also, it puts you in really good habits. You start waking up earlier, you're fired up, thinking about perspectives you probably wouldn't have thought of by yourself, as well as just that circle of influence is immense. And that high level training, that is things that you don't learn at a normal team meeting. It's like getting Mike's team meeting on steroids every single morning at 7:30 a.m. to really get you all fired up for your day. And if someone didn't want to be a part of the alliance, I would look at them sideways. That's my plug.
Sideways. Cool. And here's what's interesting. Regardless of time, some people might hear 7:30 and they're like, all right, I'm already shut off. I didn't even go through specifics. You're just hearing what they're saying. I didn't go through specifics of what we're doing for this push, for this alliance specifically. But here's what I will tell you. Why should you join the alliance? And I went through this last week, so I'm going to go through this pretty quick. And you could always watch the recording from last week. But why join the alliance? There's a couple of things. I would write these down. And by the way, as you're writing down notes, I love light bulbs. I love takeaways. So as you're taking, anything, you could post it in the WhatsApp group, or you could post it in the chat here. I look at every one of those. So if something's clicking for you, please go ahead and post them. Because by you drawing out your light bulbs, it's helping other people, and it's also giving me the juice too. So just so you all know, why would you want to join the alliance? In my opinion, so coming from me, Mike Abramowitz. Now, obviously, I'm paid to say great things because it's my alliance, but here's my few reasons. Number one is the income. There's no school during the summer. In most cases, you literally could do 3, 5, 7 demos in a day. And when you're doing this many appointments in a day, you're making more money in a day than your friends are making in a week. Like you do this, you challenge yourself, you're going to make good money, and you're going to get to Dirty 30 fast. Not only you're going to get to 30 fast, but then you enjoy the benefits of Dirty 30 at bonus levels. You understand when you get to 20, 35, 50, and 150,000, you start making a monthly bonus. Bonus starts getting really, really exciting. We want you to experience this where you go out like Amanda did last week. She had a couple $1,000s sold from Mother's Day text messages, and this young lady makes 45%. She made over $1,000 just by sending text messages. Now she makes that half baby, which is exciting. That's exciting. And if you're not excited about getting there, you should be, because you're deserving of it. You are worth making this type of income. You are worth it. The next reason why, coming from last week, is the resume. You get resume boosters when you join the alliance. You get letters of recommendation. Why? Because we know you're willing to work hard. Of course, we're going to give you a letter of recommendation. I talked about this last week with Brandon Cochran. He literally had to request a letter of recommendation. They required several letters from prior employers. You see this? And they don't accept them they don't accept the paper letters. They have to be done electronically. So we literally had to help Brandon with his resume. He put us on the resume. He earned 5 promotions. He sold 10K in his first 10 days. See, he started in May. He was on my SC1 Alliance. He ended up selling $24,000. He got the letter of recommendation from the president of the company, and he did a great job. He put it on his resume. He finished as one of the top 5 in the division. So this is the top. I mean, you want to be top 5. This is 2019, the $1 million summer of Brian Hurlman's Fairfax office. We want to model it. Why not be in the top 20? Why not boost your resume and be one of the top game changers in the entire organization, the district team, the division, maybe even the nation? The SC1 Alliance is fun. Maybe during this alliance, we
guys are not good at this.
Everyone needs to bend a little bit so she can get
whether it be the human nod or the group push-up. There's no feet on the ground for that push-up. Maybe we do some fun things towards the end when social distancing, isn't as relevant as it is right now. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe no. You get a chance to be around great people. That helps you grow. The SC1 Alliance, we're going to influence your belief systems. We're going to shift the way you think, the way you approach your business, the way you approach your life. So that way you begin feeling good and taking positive actions, which produce results. And that way we put on your belief systems each day. Instead of chasing results, we influence your beliefs, because sometimes the results aren't there. And when the results aren't there, then you believe you believe you're inadequate. Then you feel angst and worried, and then you don't take any action. So therefore you don't get any more results. And then you base it off of luck, and you sit on a couch waiting for motivation to hit you versus putting on your motivation each day. We want to give you that, and it's free. The other reason is advancement. You know, I just ran several interviews this week, and one of the applicants said, I'm so excited to work with a company that gives me a chance to advance. And he was so excited about having the chance to just grow within an organization because his last job didn't give him an opportunity to do so. And I empathize with that. I remember I got a raise at my last job at Stop and Shop before Cutco after 90 days, 3 months, and it was a 10-cent raise. 10 cents for 90 days. Like, it sucked. There was no opportunity for upward mobility. Well, we have opportunities for coaches and 5-figure sellers and branch manager and social media managers. And so, I mean, there's so many cool opportunities that you can have. And if you're excited about advancement, we just expect 3 things. If you're interested, I would take a screenshot of this. You're consistent with your sales. You help with team building. You're a positive role model. I had a conversation with my staff. I said, listen, you're helping with the team building. Awesome. You're a positive role model. Great. But you're not selling. You're on probation. You do this for a couple of weeks, you're going to get replaced. We're already talking to Elon. Elon had a conversation with Amanda. He's like, you know, hey, I'm interested in this thing. How long do I have to do this before, I have an opportunity to get promoted? We're like, the time will come. So all assistant manager's job is do what you do as a sales rep, just consistently, and just willing to help others. A perfect example I talked about last week was Lindsay Holstrom. She started in January. This was her first team meeting in this Tampa office. That grew to an SE1 push, which grew to an SE2 push. And now Lindsay then in Olean got promoted to run her own business and now is running the Spring Hill organization. So if you're excited about advancement, pushes are a chance for you to get promoted and inducted into the Leadership Academy. We're looking for 30 new members this fall to get into the Leadership Academy. That's exciting. So if you want to step up and help our team, great. This is your chance. Our mission is to do $1 million this summer. Our mission is to recruit a lot of people and break it down in May. We got to do some work. We got 2 weeks to go. 225 is our mission for May as an office, and we're pacing steadily there. We have another training class tomorrow. For those of you who have friends set up for training, make sure you shoot them a text and say good luck. I'm excited to work with you. Don't embarrass me. That's pretty much it. If you're not excited about being part of our championship team, you should be. We have Mason Linker running the number 8 branch office in the whole country right now. We got Emily Son coming from our organization, trains with us non-summer, goes to Eckerd College, number 20 branch in the country. We got the Tampa office, the number 1 office in the country. We got the Tampa district team, which is the 3 branches in Tampa, the number 1 district team, and we're number 2 in new business in the country. All over the place, national recognition. So if you're not fired up to be a part of a winning team, you should be. You deserve to be. Last week, our goal was 56 grand. We fell just short. We did $54,000 as an office last week. St. Pete team, kudos to you, number 4 in the region. And Cassidy and Caitlin, assistant managers, 2 of the top assistant managers in the entire region last week, getting it done. Cassidy and Caitlin, Cassidy's going through exams right now, senior level exams. Plus, she's learning how to run post interviews. Plus, so she ran her first few post interviews. Plus, she's coaching. Plus, she took 2 days off to spend with her brother. Plus, she found a time to go out and sell $1,300. Caitlin Roberts, in the middle of moving last week, while learning to run post interviews, plus coaching, plus locking down deals, plus supporting with training, and found a way to sell $1,100 last week. That's what assistant managers do. They lead by example. So kudos to you, ladies, for stepping up and staying consistent. Nice work. I also want to recognize our Ashley. I know you were recognized by Andrew Evans, but kudos to you, number 17 representative in the nation last week, $8,000 first weekend on the job. Really impressive very impressive first weekend to go nationals is such a huge accomplishment. This slide is one of my favorites because these are all the individuals that got on the newsletter. Look at the St. Pete team branch office. Look how many people getting on the newsletter. So shout out to Victoria and Jade and Ethan, Mark, Riley, all over, all getting on the newsletter. Ainsley, $2,000 sales week. Nice work. Nick over $2,000. Diego, 2,700. Natalie right at $3,000. Great job to all of you. Ocala, Kiara and Thelwell right over $1,000 and $2,000 a piece as well. And obviously the Tampa team representation, Caitlin and Shantae, first promotion hit. Shantae, kudos to you. Chris, first promo. Caden, first hit his second promo. You got Phyllis and Jemiah and you got Cassidy here, Ray, and then you got over $2,000. Alanis, Alanis. Sorry, I mess it up every time. But over 2,300. Elon, 3,400. Nick, first weekend out, $4,800. Drew, first weekend out, right a little bit above Nick, 5,500. Ashley, $8,000, and Colton, number 1 at $8,500 last week. So really just a hell of a job. Excellent work. And what's cool is you saw a couple of you like Thelwell and Nick and Drew and Ashley. A bunch of you were training together. So it's really fun for all of you to be back together in this team meeting and measuring up the competition a little bit and be like, dang, okay, Thelwell's over at UF, Nick's at FSU. It's like, hey, there could only be one really great one. So maybe there's a little smack talking that you guys can start doing. Who knows? I want to recognize all those paychecks over $30 per appointment last week. If you're making over $30 an appointment, that's really where you want to be. Double the base. Sierra, over $53 an appointment from Spring Hill. Nice job. We just got to get you in front of more people, do more appointments. You're going to see really exciting paychecks. And Thelwell, honorable mention, just under $30 per appointment. And Kiara, $63 an appointment. Check out St. Pete. Riley, over $30 an appointment. Natalie, Ethan, Jade, all over $30 an appointment. Diego, $46 an appointment. Mark, $51 an appointment. Ainsley and Nick, over $50 and $60 per appointment. That is exciting. And then you got honorable mention at $28 an appointment, Alanis. Then you got $36, $42, $47 an appointment. Check out Elon, $85 an appointment. $85 an appointment. That is exciting. Over $1,000 check. Ashley, $90 an appointment. Cassidy, $94 an appointment. Caden, $115 an appointment. Way to go, buddy. We get you in front of more people. You're going to see some really cool things. And check out these honorary total paychecks. Total checks, $540, $585, $684. Nick, $762, your first weekend on the job. Ray, $769. Jessica Shane, an $849 check as an assistant manager. Drew, $919 check, first weekend on the job. Elon, another $1,000 paycheck, back-to-back weeks. Amanda Swanson, $1,200 paycheck. And Colton, over $4,200. And, of course, Ashley, I didn't put you in that one, but over a $1,535 paycheck for your first weekend on the job. Kudos to you. Kudos to all of you. Really, really fantastic job. And many of you hitting promotions. Maria, Shantae, Anthony, Chris, Gozi, Tatiana, all hitting your first promotions. Janaya, Michaela, Vito, Alanis, and Jacob, all over your second promotion. Drew, Nick, Jakira, Cecilia, all over your $6,000 promotion. And shout out to Ashley and Caitlin getting over Dirty 30 last week, hitting their $10,000 promotions. Way to go. I also want to recognize Elon's top 150 student in the whole country right now. Cassidy Sanborn, 6 weeks in a row over $1,000. So if any of you want to be an assistant manager, if you are an assistant manager, I'm talking JP and Anthony, right? Any of you are assistants, you got to talk to Cassidy 6 weeks in a row. She's not messing around. She's like, I want this. I'm hungry. Mike, I'll set up 15 people for interviews. I'll run the post interviews. I'll take my college classes, and I'll make sure I sell $1,000. That's getting the job done. Way to go, Cass. And I also want to recognize, I know Mr. Andrew Evans talked about in his opening comments about withholdings. Eric Garcia started with like $12 in there in withholdings, just taking money out, and now he's up to almost $200. JP over 200. Caitlin over $700 withheld right now. Started just a couple of short weeks ago. Cassidy over $1,000. Tiago over $1,000. Anthony over $2,000. Audrey, Emily, Lindsay all over $4,000. Lindsay over $5,000. Jessica Shannon almost at $6,000 in your withholdings now. I remember when it was like $30. And Mason and Amanda over $8,000 in withholdings. So this is just a little extra. Just goes set aside, forced withholdings just for them to forget about it. So a couple of quick announcements just before we do a quick breakout. A couple of important announcements. Andrew hit on this. $1,000, a $1,000 drawing. All you gotta do is sell $1,000. You get into a raffle for $1,000 Thursday through Monday. Got to make that happen. The top push performers. This contest starts on Monday. So you kind of double dip with these prizes. Every $1,000 for next week. I would max out Magic Monday, so you're double dipping in prizes on that. Look at these cool contests. AirPods, MacBook Air, Yeezy shoes. That's pretty exciting. And then you have the competition. I love me some competition, baby. Some competition is exciting. So for those of you that want to step up and have an exciting push, we'd love to celebrate with you on that VIP night, get you a Homemaker Plus 8. Really cool items here, or basic Homemaker rather. So to help motivate you, here's a contest that I have for all of you, okay? Every 50 phone numbers that you have on queue, you get into a raffle ticket. This deadline is May 25th, which is this Sunday, 12 noon. 12 noon. I'm going to do 4 winners of $100 in Cutco. Every 50 phone numbers on queue. Cassidy's over here smiling. She's like, hell yeah, I got like 300 numbers in there. That's 6 entries. You're damn right. So if you've been organized this whole time, awesome. You're already in there. If you're not organized, now's your chance to get organized. You get up to $400 in free Cutco just for making sure your queue is updated and organized. And you want to make sure you spend some time on that. Before I, we do a transition into our breakout rooms, I wanted to recap some best practices, recaps from any workshops you've went to, anything you learned from this last week, or from the division meeting that you went to yesterday. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to stop the spotlight. Go ahead and raise your hand. Who heard or learned some things from any of the workshops you went to? This is where you share the goods. All of those people I just bragged about. What's working? What did you learn? You know, I know a couple of you had a few Homemaker sets since the workshop yesterday with Mr. Andrew Evans and Mr. Jeff Gamboa. What's working? What's helping you get some results? What is a hot phrase that you learn? What is a mindset shift that you learn? What is a thing that you learn to help you level up your business? So let's go to the blue hand raisins. Let's go Cecilia, and then we'll go Chris Lopez. And then if you guys don't know how to work the blue hands, but you're like, call on me, you could go like this, and I'll try to see if I can see you. But go ahead, Cecilia, and then we'll go to Chris.
I was gonna say, because I was at the meeting yesterday, I remember they mentioned the small, medium, large. I kind of compared it to like food service. Like you're gonna ask your customer, like, do you want the small, medium, or large? So you want to mention that we do have options like between like the Homemaker set being like the small, the Signature being like your medium, and then the Ultimate being like your large. Mm-hmm. So ask that after showing the pieces. That I feel like that would really help. Yeah,
the small, medium, large, and it gives them a frame that the Homemaker's considered a small versus if they only see the Homemaker, they think that's the large. So I love that. Let's go Chris, and then we'll go to Braden.
So one thing that I thought was so simple, but was so powerful that Mr. Andrew Evans mentioned was just having that mindset of a larger sale. And a more important thing he said was that we don't sell pieces, we sell sets. Or actually, he said, you want to sell the idea of owning a set, not selling individual pieces and gadgets. Yeah. That I thought was just really powerful and really, kind of, it was a light bulb it was a huge light bulb for me just talking about setting up that mindset and demos.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, sell the idea of the set versus what comes in the set, right? The idea of the set, like a set of golf clubs, a set of shoes. Right, it's an idea of the set. Excellent. Let's go Braden and then go Cassidy. We'll take a couple of more.
I gotta agree with what Chris said earlier with the selling of the idea of the set rather than with the pieces. It's what I did on a demo. I had a call me back just earlier today, which was really random, but I ended up doing a demo with him 5 minutes later, and it was it was good to practice what I used yesterday, what I learned yesterday, more or less with the idea that selling the set, you need a set. Like you're not going to cook every single thing with a trimmer. Like it's not feasible. You can't cook everything with a trimmer. That's not how it works. And so letting them realize that idea really helps, kind of, because you see the light bulb turn on and you're able to work with it because you see it and you can say, look at this. I mean, you have all these other knives. You use them for each individual job. It's perfect for everything. And you're able to get the set rather than an individual knife.
Yes, absolutely. Preach, man. I agree, because it's providing them a disservice if you do that. Let's go Cassidy, and then we'll go Ashley.
Yeah, I love those points that Braden and Chris just made. I kind of forgot about the light bulb that Chris had. I wrote it down, but I never revisited the notes. But I remember Andrew Evans saying, people buy cars. They don't buy pieces of cars, they buy cars. So why not get them a car and get them hooked up so they're going to have an amazing experience in their kitchen without having to try to cut a watermelon with a trimmer.
Yeah, love that. Great point. You know, you're not selling the tires and the steering wheel and the hood by itself. It's like they buy the whole car. Excellent point. Let's go Ashley.
Okay. So when like trying to sell a homemaker, I try to overemphasize like the years. So I say you'll have this for 20 years to make it sound like the value is greater than the price because you're going to have it for so much longer. So that's like something to definitely overemphasize and keep talking about that. And also the safety portion, you want to block, and then you get them thinking about the block because it's unsafe to put the knives in drawers by themselves. And so like after I show the video, like the 10-minute video in the beginning, I'm always like, did you see like how bad those knives looked in there? And then they're thinking about the safety, which is what every mom cares about, especially if they have kids, and also the years, because then they're thinking about how practical it is. And they're not just buying knives, they're actually doing it for like a good reason.
Oh, I love that. And Ashley, you've now had what, like 20 sales?
Yeah.
So about 20 orders, and you started when? Friday night, right?
Like I think Saturday I made my first sale.
Yeah, Saturday started. That's right. You didn't do Saturday. So between Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and today, over 20 purchases. You're right at $11,000 in sales, and she already hit 10K. And I think that's a great piece of advice. It's not like she just had 2 large orders for 5,000 and 5,000. She's placed over 20 orders now. And I think that mindset of I'm doing it for the customer, right? I'm doing it for the customer. I'm helping my customer get a set that they're going to have for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So they don't throw it in the drawer. They're going to get a set. I think that's a great piece of advice. So love that. Here's what I will say. If you feel like you want to continue to learn and continue to grow, continue to get better at the job, if you heard some things that you liked right now, well, you might say, well, what's next? You know, like, what can I do to get better at the position? What can I do to get better at the position? What can I do to constantly improve? What can I do to incorporate this into my business? So here's a couple things, okay? First and foremost, you got to get on Mr. Andrew Evans' radar. I know you see him on a Wednesday night, and, you know, he's the guy with the cool hair. But like, you've got to listen to his podcast. If you're not listening to Andrew Evans' podcast on Ace Weekly, you might be missing some really great, valuable information. This is the report he looks at, year-to-date sales reps. You want to get on here. You want to get on here because, as you can see, it's starting to climb. You know, it's going to be over 10 grand soon, and then it's going to be over 20 grand soon, and it's going to be over 30 grand soon. So if you're not on this list, he might not know who you are. So you definitely want to get on his radar. You definitely want to talk with him. So now what? Obviously, we got the Memorial Day sales contest. What else is up for grabs? If you didn't write this down when Andrew talked about it, you got to write it down now. On Saturday morning, we do a 5-figure club workshop. He talks about mindset for a few minutes, and I talk about Cutco skill set for a few minutes. We spend 45 minutes, and we dig in, and we give you the absolute best workshop possible. Why would we give you a stellar workshop? Well, the reason why is because we're going to make this invite only soon. And we want you guys to get hooked, so that way you're like, damn, I need to get to this workshop. So there's only going to be a few more opportunities to get open invitation. This Saturday is open invitation, 9 a.m. on Andrew Evans' Zoom. What else is next? You got this role play drill for skill on Saturday morning, 10 to noon. If you want help on your rec approach, your closing, drop down, phone approach, one of the coaches, we're all on the Zoom. Hop on. We'll take a couple of minutes to role play with you. You don't stay on for 2 hours, but like, hey, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Hey, can I go over my close? Can I go over my drop down with you? Can we role play something with you? Absolutely. Hop on the drill for skill on Saturday, 10 to 12. What else is next? As we talked about, this contest right here. Make sure you're updating your queue. Got to update your queue. What else is next? Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., we have an Elevation Series workshops. I know most offices, they start making their phone calls from 8 to 9, and then 9 o'clock, we have our workshop. Hop on this Zoom right here, this channel, 9 a.m. You watch a video, you debrief the video, and then you'll get called on to be on the hot seat to drill out loud. You'll do a drill for skill to see how well you do or not so much. I heard this morning was pretty fun. So we want to put you in the hot seat to role play and get drill for skill in front of the rest of the crowd. So every morning, 9 a.m., Monday through Sunday. The next is Summer Conference 1. Andrew talked about this. Go sign up. It's $20. Like, go reserve your seat. I can't emphasize this enough. I don't give a shit. Like, if you don't want to go, that's up to you. But like, I don't get a bonus if you decide to go. But all I do know is we're charging, so that way we could separate the best from the rest. Because those that are not willing to pay $20 for their success, we know not to invest into them, and that's why we're charging something. And like I said, I honestly think that they're donating all the money. Like it's, or they're going to pay for Hal Elrod to speak. I don't know what they're doing with it, but it's such an insignificant amount. I really wish it was more expensive. The last couple things, I have one final contest announcement, then we're going to go into our breakout room. Final contest announcement. Strap in, boys and girls, because I'm about to knock your socks off. Ready? This is going to be a leave with contest on Sunday. The Paycheck Schedule phone meeting on Sunday, your all-day call day. If you leave with 10, you get 1 entry. You leave with 15, you get 2 entries. You leave with 20, you get 3 entries. Now, you already have, there's going to be a contest for the region. This is a game changer contest. Game changer district team. I'll do this for the whole district team. I'll include branches in this. All right? Here's what I'm going to give away. Ready? Per the request of several people requested this, I'm going to raffle off a spa day. I'm going to raffle off a CBD oil massage with a facial. Now, gentlemen, maybe you don't want the facial, so we'll just hook you up with a little extended massage. This is compliments of me. Now that they're open, I want to hook you up with an awesome massage and an opportunity for you to rejuvenate during the push or after this push. So make sure your appointments are booked up. Make sure you guys are ready to rock and roll, and make sure you're ready to try out for the SC1 Alliance. So what I want to do right now is we're going to do a quick breakout. You guys like that contest? Is that cool, Jess? You like that one? Alexis request right there. All right. So I listen. Mason, I don't listen to you. I listen to the girls, right? All right. So so this is going to be cool. By the way, gentlemen, if you're like not fired about a professional massage, you should be. They are absolutely incredible. It's not a massage from me. All right. It's at a spa. All right. So I know Chris just got upset. He's like, shit, you know, so it's going to be good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to our breakout rooms. So in a moment, you're going to go to a breakout room, and some of you is my group breaking out, or is my group staying here?
Your group is breaking out.
Okay, so I'm going to stop. I'll pause this recording then. Actually, so everyone else is going to stay here, right? So I'll keep this going for for everybody else. So you could go ahead and click that button. Let's go ahead and break out. Join my breakout room. Let's get ready to do this.
All right, guys. Give it a few minutes here. All right. Well, welcome to our breakout room. So for those who don't know me on here, my name is Amanda Swanson, Dom down in Tampa. So basically I hit with Mike and we kind of spearhead the organization with the staff and everyone. So tonight specifically, we're going to be speaking about joining the Alliance. And I'm just going to talk about a few different keys of the draft, as well as a few things that you would be excited about for Alliance. And branches, feel free to chime in. You know, anyone who's been a part of the Alliance on this call, feel free to chime in. So as far as the Alliance goes, you know, everything that was said earlier, the first thing I want you to write down is better version of yourself. BVOY, better version of yourself. Because after an Alliance, you think about things just completely differently. I mean, what other college kid, high school kid is going to wake up when they're not in school and grind? None of your friends are doing this. This is really going to set you apart from everyone who's in your age group and grow at a next level. But not only that, but the circle of influence that's in the Alliance is insane. Like, you would be working with the top people, getting to pick their brains. That was the first time I've actually ever heard Ashley, the 11K fast starter in Tampa. Like, that's the first time I've ever spoken to her. I don't coach her directly, but she had some great advice, and I want to definitely talk to her and pick her brain as well. Those are the kind of people that are going to be on the Alliance. So you'd be surrounding yourself with some of the top people in the office, getting to pick their brains. But not only that, but that's one-on-one time with Mike. And let's see, who's all in here? Lindsay, are you guys joining the Tampa Alliance? Are we doing like one large alliance, or are you doing your own alliance?
That's a good question. I think that we're going to do one large alliance. But, you know, Amanda, if you don't mind me taking over, I just had a few thoughts prepared.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Lindsay Holstrom, and I run the branch office in Spring Hill, Florida. And I've been a part of multiple alliances. You know, some alliances I've only sold 3K after beating off pneumonia. I've sold 5K for pushes, and I've also sold 20,000 for pushes. Now, I actually revisited my journal from last summer when I was in the Tampa office. And I wrote down my reasons as to why I wanted to push. I asked myself, well, why do I want to get up early? Why do I want to work hard? And these are the things that I listed on my list. I said, pay for my own apartment, advance within the company and create opportunities for myself and go through TLA, become a branch manager, have resume experience and networking experience, go to medical school, and achieve my passions. And guess what? 4 out of the 6 things I achieved 1 year later. I paid for my entire apartment 1 year, for working 3 months over the summer. I advanced into TLA. I became a branch manager, and I got the resume experience I was looking for. What's left? Medical school and success. That's easy. I already did the hard part. Just kidding. But, that's 1 year later. So I wanted to be a part of the Alliance so I could be proud of the team that I was a part of. I had to do my part, but I wanted to be proud. I wanted to experience positive pressure and sell like a beast. I just want to sell so much Cutco. I wanted to experience what true hard work was like. I knew it was like, I wanted to know what it was like to leave everything on the table in a professional capacity. I wanted to earn an opportunity to network with managers and talk with Mr. Andrew Evans and get a chance to hang out with Mr. Jeff Gamboa, get to know them. I want them to know who I am. I want to, earn comma paychecks. Who doesn't? And I want to experience high level coaching. Mike charges his people thousands of dollars to hear what you just heard for free. Who doesn't want to hear that? And everyone knows facts like the fact that the sky is blue or birds fly. And during pushes, I learned to accept one critical fact, and that I'm in control of everything I do. I'm in control of how I influence others. I'm in control about, how many same day demos I book. I'm in control of increasing the value of Cutco on my demos. I'm in charge and in control of creating urgency on the phone. I control how quickly I can recover. I control how much I manage my energy and my emotions. I control how many demos I do. I control how well I share my goals on each appointment and how many times I ask for recommendations. So I leave you with this. Right now, you are in control of leveling up your life, and the first step is signing up for that SC1 Alliance. So ask yourself what type of control you have now and what type of a control you want to have after the Alliance.
That's awesome, Lindsay. Yeah, and Lindsay's been through multiple different alliances, and she's definitely learned a lot from that. And those are some great accomplishments. I mean, can your friends say that they've done all of that stuff?
Heck no.
No, definitely not, for sure. And I think Lindsay brought up a few good points. You know, the question to ask yourself is, do you choose growth? Do you choose to do the uncomfortable things that are going to be for your better good? And this is one of those choices that's made to really up level and learn to be the best version of yourself with a group of really fun people, high level coaching. There's not really another option to experience this at this age, so why not take advantage as far as that goes? Does anyone have any questions or any light bulbs as far as Alliance goes? You can I think we can unmute now in the break room. Crickets. Alexis.
Join the Alliance, please. It is literally, I do so much fun. And literally, like Amanda said, like, these are not people you're just working with. Like, you literally suffer with them in the mornings at 7:30. And then you come out feeling all good, and you guys all just went through that together. And I know I literally got some of my closest friends from Cutco during the Alliance. Like, I met some of the most amazing people in my circle of influence from the last Alliance. So do it. You'll meet good people, and it's so fun.
Cool. Yeah, Alexis was a part of our Winter Break Alliance, and we actually did an activity in our Winter Break Alliance. We made a vision board. It was right around New Year's, and I still have that. It's in my room. I have all the letters that you guys wrote. It's posted on my wall, and I look at that every single day. And just so you know, Alexis, your name is literally signed like on my wall, so pretty cool to think about. Any other takeaways or light bulbs or, dang, Amanda, like, this is something that I'm definitely considering? Crickets.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, go for
Sorry.
it. Go.
Okay, so it does sound like something that's really interesting to me, and I'm intrigued and everything, but right now I am doing a 9-to-5 job, so it'd be really difficult, and I do stay often late, so it's usually like a 9-to-7 job. The meetings in the morning, though, that's something I could do, and I was wondering if that was like possible, or if I would have to do the push as well, if that's like the whole thing.
Well, Brooklyn, I don't have a Brooklyn in my office, so I'll assume that you're probably in one of the branches, but you can definitely talk that over with your manager. This is not, everyone on here does not have to sign up for the Alliance, by the way. This is just, you know, we're offering that there for you guys if you want to take advantage of it. And that's one-on-one time with Mike, you know, in the mornings. Get your morning started right. We have a great saying, eat the frog, do the hard thing in the front part of the day, and the rest of the day becomes easy. So it's pretty sweet. And a lot of us who were on the call yesterday with Mr. Evans and Mr. Gamboa, they talked a lot about that. Does anything show up for anyone else? Thank you, Brooklyn, for sharing. And, you know, if Brooklyn is interested in that around a 9-to-5 job, you know, it's definitely something that is squeezed into any schedule. So any other takeaways before we go ahead and wrap up the meeting?
Oh, I see Matthew raising his hand.
Oh, there are hands raised. Hello, I had my participants hidden. Yes, Matthew.
Well, I think that we only have so much time, and we never know, you know, when opportunities are going to rise. So if we don't take advantage of our right now, we're never going to take advantage of our future. You know, if we make a difference, we only have this moment, and what we could do 5 minutes ago is gone. So if we don't choose what we want to be in the future now, we're never going to get there. So I think it's a great opportunity to take hold of.
Yeah, love that. And I remember you from training, man. I was in your breakout room. So definitely talk to Audrey, you know, let her know that that's something that you're interested in, and she'll give you all the details as far as for her office. I love that, man. That was beautiful. Chris, what's up?
So I mean, I'm definitely genuinely interested, just because I'm all about that growth and personal growth. I've never been so much of a competitive person. The only person I want to compete with is myself. So I'm definitely all about the growth. But I do have a bit of a question. Is this something that's as of now was sort of we need to just sign up and opt in for it, or is there a set requirement of what we need to do in order be part of this?
So how to be a part of the alliance? That brings up a good point, Chris. So how to be a part of the alliance? First off, let your manager know. Message your coach, message your manager, be like, hey, Audrey, hey, Lindsay, hey, Mason, hey, Amanda, hey, Jess, whoever. I would love to hear more about the alliance. And what we will do is we will set up a call with you. You know, we'll map out a plan as to what makes sense. And then we'll take a look, you know, as far as what someone is going to, you know, be accomplishing for a push. We'll map out a goal as far as that goes. All goals are different, and go from there. So after the call, we'll map out a plan. And then if it seems like it could be a win-win, definitely an opportunity to join the alliance. So that brings up a good point, but I love that, man. And that's definitely something we could talk about for sure. So Kat, you want to say something?
I'm sure you probably already know that. I definitely want to be part of it because I have been wanting to do personal growth since the very beginning. That's why I signed up. I feel actually I've been going through that since the very beginning. So I'm very interested in it. And my question was very similar to Chris's. So,
right. So talk to your manager, let them know that you want to be a part of the alliance, and we'll map something out as to a win for someone's schedule. And it will be discussed further past then, but it's really exciting, you know, run it by the, so that would be ran by Mike, Audrey, Lindsay, Mason, you know, as far as all of the different managers that are on here right now. But I love that. So just message in your coaching chats or whatever you guys use to communicate. Lindsay, did you have any final thoughts?
I think one of my final takeaways, is, you know, never underestimate yourself. Never underestimate yourself. And I think it's always good to commit to something. Maybe you don't want to go crazy. Maybe you're like, I just started like a week ago. Like, I don't know if like 10K is for me. You know, those 10K fasters are like, let's do 20K. But if you're not sure, set the goal high. And as long as you gave it your best shot, you should still be proud of where you get to. I underestimated myself for one push. Last summer, I only sold 5K for SE1. And for SE2, I was like, 12K, I could do 12K. I sold 10K my first week on the push. I way underestimated myself. So then I changed my goal and shot for 20K and hit it. So I would say, you know, like those are big numbers, but not really. And also don't underestimate yourself. You know, maybe just make a commitment to yourself, make it known to your coaches, like, hey, like, it's a lot of commitment, but, you know, I'm down for pushing for something, like, this is what I'll commit to. You know, it doesn't have to be a big number, but I think it's really important to, you know, get that personal growth and, you know, at least push yourself a little bit. It's summertime. Like, what else do you have to do? Like, what do you have to lose?
Love that. Cool. So it looks like everyone is back in one breakout room. I'm like choking on air right now. Hello. Is Mike in here? I don't believe so.
I think he is.
Mike's in here.
Somewhere.
No, yeah, I was muted. I'm here. So let me wrap up. I just want to say thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your energy. For everyone in my group, I just posted in our event chat what I need from you. I also need a photo. So a photo and that information, and you're in. And then tomorrow, your manager will connect with you, and they'll sit down for maybe 10 minutes. If you need 15, we can take 15 just to map out your plan, create your agreement, and then you are all ready to sign up. So the next time I'll see all of you will be it's 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Enjoy the workshops on Thursday and Friday, 9 a.m. And we start up our alliance meetings on Monday morning, 8 a.m. So we're excited to have you. For those of you that were in this room with Lindsay and Amanda, we'll send you a recording of yesterday's event, and then you could watch that and learn more about the information that you need. And then we can see if it's a win-win, and we want to have you on the alliance too. But that will be for us to decide. So the raffles, Caitlin's going to be doing some raffles shortly. Eric, you have a final thing you need to say?
I was just going to ask if you could go to that last slide of like the breakdowns. You could take a picture of it for the day of what you're teaching.
The breakdown of what I'm teaching?
Yeah, so like 8 to 9 is blank, 9 to blank.
Yeah. I can pull that up for you.
Thank you.
Cool. So I'll stick around. I'm gonna stick around for another 5 or 6 minutes if anyone needs anything. And if not, you are good to go. I really appreciate all of you. So have a fantastic night. We'll post the raffles onto our group chat, and I'll stick around if you have any questions. Have a great night, everybody.
Mike, do you need staff?
Yes.